morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing today?
Summer, beautiful weather, everything is vibrating at high resonance.
We are vibrating higher with this energy.
So today, Vicky, what are we talking today? What is the topic of our...
It's a topic that really touches me, I will tell you.
Okay.
Because we are going to discuss the I versus we.
Our stories are so different, right?
Yes, completely. That's why.
Someone was asking me before jumping into this podcast, are we talking about the I versus C like a couple, or are we talking about the kind of teamwork, community, and so on? So anyhow, any kind of story which we are going to tell today is going to start with the lone wolf. Right?
Yeah.
So what if I told you that in life's wild ride, the power of many can supercharge the determination of one? Okay. So, yes. So let's picture this, right? Like, think about a lone wolf, shouldering the weight of the world, fueled by sheer grit and a bit of stubbornness, right?
Yeah.
But here is the plot. Here is the twist, right?
I can picture it quite well, let me tell you.
While going solo may seem very heroic, right? It can also drain your resources faster than a squirrel on espresso, right? Like having an espresso, right? And like a slot, going into a sprint, right? So the game changer is asking for help. The real magic happens when actually we drop the kind of lone ranger act and embrace the chaos of community, right? Let's ditch the cape of self-sufficiency, dive into the fun of teamwork, and let the power of many propel us to victory, right? Who said that the path of success couldn't be a thrilling, hilarious, full of fun and wildly entertaining adventure, right? While instead of going by yourself, you lean into your community and you really share the success and the victories together.
That is amazing. I'm just picturing it in my head because I'm a lone wolf, or I was.
We entrepreneurs, we are lone wolves. I don't know how your story goes, but I picture that it's pretty much similar with mine. When stepping in this entrepreneurial path and thinking that you're gonna do you're gonna write a book, you're gonna do your podcast, you're gonna be the master of your marketing strategy, and you are pretty much by yourself. I'm by myself in my entrepreneurial journey, right? The time which I spent to write my first book, which is upcoming, and we are going to talk about it, Searching for Love, right? The podcast which we created, we worked so much individually and by ourselves, right?
Yes.
So we spend so much with ourselves that this might look like a very lonely journey, right?
And many times it is.
Exactly. And stepping into my entrepreneurial journey, I knew very little about it. Let's call it like this, right? And from all the perspective and things which I had in my head, I realized that I can't do everything by myself, right?
Yes, we can do it. The thing is, as you said, how we're going to do it. Maybe we're going to spend so much energy, yes, in doing it alone, that maybe doing it with someone else would be easier.
I did exactly what you said, right? So I was thinking, being stuck with like not knowing how to find a publishing house, not knowing what, editing of a podcast is all about, right? So I get unstuck asking for help.
Yes.
And when you ask for help and you bring your vibration and the well intent into that, actually the help is being given, right?
Yes.
And we've seen that, with at least with this podcast, with our podcast, right? We gather around us a team of people. We have an amazing producer. Yes, we do. We do have like, some people around us helping us to be timely, to really, try to choose the best topics, to come with the most relevant examples, right? So all this is the power of the community and the power of the team. Because by myself or you by yourself, maybe we're about to spend the next 12 months doing that.
Yeah, maybe we would do it, but in our way, with less resources, in a different manner, but it wouldn't be the same result.
Exactly. So when I think about my entrepreneurial journey, what I learned in the first 6 months is that as much value as I bring as individual, my value multiplies with the help of the community or people around me helping me on my journey. Because bringing additional talent, additional skill, actually that's a fast track to progress.
Yes.
Right? And I've met so many brilliant people on my entrepreneurial journey, and each of them, they are coming with so various perspectives and diverse point of views that in itself, it's another dimension which brings, richness and brings value to what I'm doing.
Like this phrase that says, 2 minds think better than one, right?
Exactly.
But let me ask you something, because before being an entrepreneur, you were in the corporate world for 20 years. So you already know how to work with a group, right? In community.
Yes. And also the corporate jobs, they can be lonely sometimes, right? And it's true that I've been privileged, right? I've been privileged that, I had some very nice, cool teams. I learned that the team work, the collaboration, giving feedback, asking feedback, these are like, critical. Asking for help, this is something which actually everyone, I believe, should improve, right?
Yes.
Because asking for help comes, you really need, it comes from a moment of like, it's my pride, my vanity. Should I ask? How do I feel? That kind of judgment, right?
They are going to be vulnerable. Many people
helpless, hopeless, what I mean.
Or many people confuse vulnerability with weakness.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to ask for help because they will think I'm weak, I can't do it.
So I learned how to ask for help, also revealing the value for the others, right? Because usually you go and you ask for help knowing that person is going to come with an input because you know that they are knowledgeable, they have the experience, they know how to do it, right?
And even to be humble to receive that help, because many times we receive feedback but we don't like it, so we need to be humble to receive that feedback or that help and say, okay, I'm not perfect.
Yes.
I'm not too perfect. I'm not perfect. I can't do anything. So I need someone to rely on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind of like, like ask boldly, receive, gratefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know what we don't know, and in this life we don't know everything, right?
Yes, and the thing is that even though we feel we are self-sufficient, we are social beings. The human being is a social being, and we need help. It's like it was tough for me to learn this because I'm a lone wolf since always. Since I'm a little girl, I was doing things for myself. So I grew up believing that I can do it, because that's what I had. I can do it. So I put this on my mind and said, no, I can do it. So I don't need help. So it was tough to learn to ask for help and to say, hey, I can't do this alone.
Yeah.
Or any directions, and the thing is that I had to learn that we are social beings. When you go to the supermarket, you're going to buy products that someone else created. If you want to, I don't know, eat a potato, someone else wrote that potato and bring it to the market for you to eat it. So we need people. Even though many times we say, we tell ourselves that we can do it. I don't need the help of anyone. Yes, you need it. Even where you live, someone built that home. We don't live in a cavern. Or the internet we're using, someone is like working for you to have an internet connection.
True. So I think, when we talk about the lone wolf versus community, it's the I versus we, right? Embracing vulnerability, also forging authentic relationships, it's important, right?
Yes.
You surround yourself with people, as I said, mindset alike. You really know that you can rely on, right?
Yes.
The diversity of the perspectives, the gratefulness after asking help, all those things should lead us to embrace the power of community, which is going to help us accelerate our path for growth and accelerate everything what we are doing. So, Vicky, what the universe is thinking about we
and I? Well, as I always say, the universe is always, or we are aligned with the universe, or the universe loves us, because this week we're completely aligned with this energy. The sun is going to enter into Leo, which is his reign. In Leo, the sun is like in his full potential, is magnified. The energy is magnified. And the sun is my true essence, is me, I, But as soon as he gets into Leo, he's going to oppose to Pluto. And Pluto is in Aquarius. And this is something new for us as humanity, because no one has lived what Pluto is in Aquarius, And Aquarius represents the we, the community. So we're going to have like an opposition between I and we this week that is going to be powerful, really powerful. What Pluto is trying to convince the sun to do is like, hey, we need to work in community. We need to work together for having a better planet. That is what Pluto is going to teach us for the next 20 years. Wow. Because in the following months, he's going to go back to Capricorn a little bit, and then he's going to, at the end of the year, he's going to come to Aquarius again, and he will stay there for 20 years. And he will invite us, let's say, for not saying that he's going to oblige us, invite us to start building new communities, like real communities, like living, as you said, leaving the ego aside and potentially unity work together, because that's what Aquarius wants.
Yeah.
That we together as a whole, a collective, goes to the future, and we are more sustainable, and we take care of Gaia, our Mother Earth. So this week it can be like confronting energy because they are like crashing, but at the same time we can see clearly those things that we need to start changing to go and start walking to that new community we want to build.
Yeah. So that gives a lot of thinking when it comes to the next 20 years and how many things we can really think of doing for our Mother Earth. But this could be the topic of another episode, right?
Yeah, because I think we're going to see a lot of changes.
Yes.
You to imagine the last time that Pluto was in Aquarius was for the Industrial Revolution or the French Revolution. So I don't know.
everything is going to turn on or turn up for the better.
Yeah, I hope so. That we learn to work together as a community.
As resources, we are thinking about an exercise, right? You call it the lone wolf. I call it like, bridging, I versus we. But in essence, I think that the exercise is
the same.
Is the same. There are like, 2-3 steps, right? And I'll start with, the first one, which we thought about it, right? And we exercise it as well. And it comes with all this kind of like the first step in bridging I versus we. It's about, personal reflection, right?
Yes.
Like you think about a goal which you want to achieve, things which you struggle with, right? And you think about how are you approaching the situation and what kind of personal strengths you rely on and what kind of strengths you are missing, right? This might be a first step, like, thinking about, okay, so I'm in this situation today, I have this goal, these are my strengths, I'm missing this, I'm stuck with that, what's next? Right.
And before that, I would like to add something to this first step, that is our values.
True.
What are our values that are guiding our life? Because that will also influence the next steps, right?
And also
what we're going to attract.
And
what we're going to attract.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that the second step is that after this reflection, I think we should ask our versus visionaries to really go out there into the community, their family, their friends, and start having the conversations about what they are trying to accomplish, what they are struggling with, and to really see what is the input coming back, what perspective they are bringing back, and how those perspectives might help them. Also asking for help. If you struggle with something, saying, you know what, I'm struggling with this, I don't know where to start. What do you think about it? Right?
Some suggestions.
Do you know someone going through the same situation who can help me with, right? And having this kind of like community conversations or like, friendship conversations. Take that input and reflect again. Yes. What did you learn? Did you find the resources? Did you find the answers to the questions you have? Right?
Yeah. And if not, maybe they have to redirect the same step to other communities, to other groups.
Exactly.
If they are not receiving what they are looking for, that is aligned,
Anything else about the bridging I versus we, and getting the lone wolf, embracing the beauty of the community, or we are going straight call to action?
Well, then the third step, I would say, in my case, was to seek for an accountability partner. Once I get all those answers, I know what I want, I know what are my values. So I make a list of the people that can help me, you know, and then reach that people and see if I can find someone that wants to do it with me.
True. Action. Take action.
Action. Mm-hmm.
So I think for our versus visionaries, for as call to action, like call to action, you know.
Let's say.
Try to have a bridge I to we exercise. Write down one of your goals or your struggles. Go out there within your inner circle, community, friends, and start discussing about things where actually you need help. Ask for help. Take it and act upon it. Let us know how asking for help and really getting the power of the community, supercharging your own objectives works for you. And let us know if there are any other topics which we can come up in order to help you achieve your personal growth and what you desire.
Exactly.
So by next Saturday, like us, dislike us, subscribe. A lot of love.
And harmonize your contrasts.
Thank you, Vicky. Ciao.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye.